All right, welcome into Prop 5 on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. I'm Ethan Skolnick. You can follow me, Ethan J. Skolnick, on 5 Reasons Sports. I got Eric Wiedeke. You can follow him at Eric Wiedeke. We've got David Eversole. You can follow at David W. Eversole. Make sure you sign up for PrizePicks using the code 5. That's FIVE. Get $50 to play when you put down 5 and play it. That's the deal. Like legal in the state of Florida. You can play across the sports spectrum. Of course, we're talking about the big game today. You want to pair it with some NBA at some point, you can do that too. Use the code 5, FIVE. Again, use that. Helps us, helps you. You get your $50, and we're running a contest. If you sign up for PrizePicks using the code 5 and sign up for Big Picks Energy using the code 5, that is the great people, Cesar and his group, that help you get the right plays. Then essentially that's free. That's a free trial. Then whoever has the best card as of later today, and you can get it to us by tomorrow at 11 o'clock, you will get $59 additional dollars to play. So go to prizepicks.com, bigpicks.energy.com as well. All right, let's go to the easiest play of all first, and then we'll get to our favorite plays. If you haven't played the Patrick Mahomes square yet, it's still there. And it's half a passing yard. You can play it up to $10. Okay, so up to $10. So pair it with whatever you like the best, but you can play it for up to $10. That's the Mahomes square, half a passing yard. We've also done episodes about the quarterbacks, about the running backs, about the receivers and the tight ends. We're going to incorporate everything into this one. Eric, let's give just two favorite plays today. Two favorite plays. Eric, give me your first.
So my first favorite play is going to be Saquon Barkley over 27.5 rushing yards in his first 5 attempts. We talked about this. I called dibs on it earlier in the week. I mean, this is one he might mess around and have 65, 70 yards on the first 5 carries. He's been obliterating this number. It's not popping up on the board, but he has, trust me. I think he goes way over.
All right, David, what do you think of that one, by the way, before we go further?
Yeah, no, that's a really, really good play, obviously. Barkley's been a beast. I feel like Kansas City has to win the early downs on defense to keep up. The Philly offense, believe it or not, is more explosive in terms of big plays. You know, Mahomes and company just kind of grinds you down to a stump on defense as the game goes on. So, you know, I really like that play from Eric, obviously. Barkley's a real popular player. But I'm just looking at overall script. You know, you got 42 different categories today for this game. Literally, there's so many different directions you can go. But just looking at everything that's going on, I love the demons today. Actually, in this game, there's a few, but the Travis Kelce tutty that seems like that's scripted from a higher power, if you will. So I like that play a lot. And I like the Saquon over on the touchdowns, and pretty much anything related to Barkley is going to be a good play for me today. But if you look at the Chiefs' defense, they're going to come after him on third down. So if they get him to third down, it's going to get interesting.
All right, one of my favorite plays today, we'll just keep going around the board here. I talked about this one on the quarterback show. Jalen Hurts under 18.5 completions today. I don't really see a scenario where he's able to open it up all that much against this defense. They just bring too much pressure. I would look at Hurts on some of the rushing yards, that kind of stuff, but I don't really like him today on the passing attempts, the passing completions. I just don't think that's a place to go. I mean, if you want to play him over the half a rush touchdown, I mean, we know how that one goes. I think they have that one as a goblin, right? We established that one.
Yeah, just a goblin. Yeah.
Earlier
pass CDs, which you know he'll get a pass CD, I think, in this game for sure. So that's a pretty friendly play.
I would think so. All right, Eric, I'll swing it back to you. What else do you like?
So the other thing that I like is I'm gonna kind of go in the the game script direction as well with David. This is an Eagles defense led by Vic Fangio that doesn't allow big plays. So I'm gonna go longest completion for Patrick Mahomes under 35.5 yards. They're gonna sell out to make sure that Kansas City goes 5-10 yards at a time. So I think this number is extremely safe in this one. I feel really comfortable playing that.
Yeah, and the Jalen Hurts one is 33.5, by the way, if you're curious about that one. But I do like the Mahomes one as well. David, another one you like?
Well, going back to Hurts real quick, if I'm leaning towards some of these demons, I'm going to take him over on the half an INT. neither one of these quarterbacks gets picked off a lot, but I feel like Eric said, they're going to have a lot of pressure on the defense on both sides. So I feel like Hurts is going to get lured into a mistake, off a corner blitz or something like that. But Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
They're going to need some quick passing. I think Goddard's going to be the man to get involved in this game. I would take him actually over on the Demon touchdown. Again, I'm taking some chances on these Demons. I feel like there's going to be opportunities for some of these lesser known guys, such as a Dallas Goedert. He's at 52.5 receiving yards. You can bump that all the way down to 24.5. So there's a couple layups with Dallas Goedert. I think he's going to have a substantial target share in this game. I'm a little uncertain about the Philly wideouts. I'm not sure really where to go against a real good Kansas City secondary, especially on the corner.
Dallas Goedert, another play I like. There's 5 receptions for him as well. 7 against Washington. We've talked about Kansas City and the tight end. I feel like you could hit on this one, or his overall fantasy score of 11.5. I like that one too. That incorporates a little bit of everything. I think I'm going to play that one for sure. Any of the defensive props? I was looking at Chris Jones, 1.5 tackles. There's a couple of other plays here that were interesting to me. The quarter sack. The quarter sack looks good to me today, and that's a Demon. So that you get a Demon on that one. I think I'm going to play that one. Would you guys play the kickers at all today?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As a matter of fact, if I were to endorse a Demon play, it would be Jake Elliott over 2.5 field goals made. This is going to, number one, you're in a dome in New Orleans, so it's ideal kicking conditions. Number two, whenever you're playing these really solid defenses, scoring gets really tough in the red zone. So I think we're going to see both of these teams settling for a lot of field goals today.
Would you play any of that stuff, David?
I mean, I'm always a little iffy on kickers, just because there's that variable in there. But I like Butker over on this Goblin play to 5.5 kicking points. That's going to give you a hedge on 2 field goals, or it's going to give you, obviously, if he knocks in a couple PATs in that. The long field goals, 48.5. That's one that could be realistic. I mean, you've got 2 kickers on that. So if they get one long field goal between them, that might be a way to go. But no, don't love the kickers this game. But like Eric said, it's going to be a lot of opportunities for them, I think, getting stops on the defensive side to put them in field goal position. And both these coaches are going to probably take the points unless it's a pretty fourth and manageable.
Yeah, this isn't Dan Campbell, in other words, you're saying. Because Butker's at 2.5 point basically point afters made. So again, we're assuming in those situations. I was looking at Butker. You can play him all the way up. I mean, you want to play a Demon play 9.5 kicking points. You think you're getting 3 field goals and a touchdown. That's a Demon play there potentially. But I do think I'm going to play. I think I would probably play Butker's 5.5 kicking points just to be safe. I think you get that. You get that in there. The receivers, we talked about them on another episode here, but I don't think anybody was big on any one particular receiver over the others. We haven't gotten actives yet, so I don't know. The Chiefs have a lot of like receivers who have pedigrees who haven't done a lot for them this year, right? Like Hopkins,
13.5 receiving yards for D-Hop. I think you got to smash. I mean, today.
But is he going to play? I went over on that, but my question is Schuster going to play? Is he going to play? Is Hollywood Brown going to play? Like, I don't know exactly who they're going to use when
John
they literally
Dotson, 3.5.
I like that. Here's another of my favorite plays. Xavier Worthy over 6.5 rushing yards.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
That's one.
Kareem Hunt over 6.5 receiving yards. Pacheco over 4.5. One of these backs is going to catch a pass.
I would think, right? Like I feel like that one also. All right. Anything else here before we close? And again, I just want to again the contest. Use the code 5. You get $50 to play. Sign up for Big Pigs Energy. Also use the code 5, and then whoever has the best card will give me an additional $59. So before we go, I'll take one more from all you guys. What do you like?
Samaje Perine, longest reception over 7.5 yards.
Okay.
He's hit on that pretty comfortably 4 out of the last 5 weeks, and I think this is going to be this is a strong Eagles secondary. Mahomes is going to hit his checkdowns a lot today.
David?
Saquon in the passing game.
Okay.
Take him, I would take him. I would take this demon on Saquon at 2.5 receptions.
Okay, 2.5
I love
receptions.
that play. Yeah, I mean, the regular line's only 2. I love that, especially against an aggressive Kansas City. He's going to be out there on third down. I think Barkley goes over this 2.5 receptions. I just actually saw that. So
they got to keep him out there for sure.
They've kept the regular line at 2 receptions for weeks now, and now there's a demon at 2.5. It's the same play.
Well, I'm looking at 2.5 receiving targets. Also, I was looking at 2.5 receiving targets, but the two receptions. Yeah, I mean, I think at the worst case, you're getting your money back. I think
2.5.
Yeah,
I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that number to push. I'm playing that to think he's going to get 3.
No, fair. I'm looking at the rest of his 22 rush attempts. I kind of like that one also. But yeah, the 2.5 receptions for Barkley, that looks pretty good to me too. I'm
as a demon, the value is just there.
Yep.
I wouldn't love it on any other circumstances. Maybe I've been playing him at 1.5 receptions, which he's been hitting, but that's been a goblin play for a while. I would squeeze the juice on that demon. I would squeeze the juice on Kelsey. Big players, big games.
So that's some of them. I'll tell you my cards here before we wrap. These are some that I've put up, and some of this is based on what you guys have done. I got the worthy play over on the rush yards, along with Barkley over on the receptions. Chris Jones over on quarter of a sack. I paired that with Dallas Goedert over on fantasy score. Mahomes, the free square, playing that with Saquon, just doing a flat rushing yards on Saquon. Although I can certainly understand why you guys like some of the other props on him as well, including the first 5 carries. And Jalen Hurts under on the completions, again, with the easy Mahomes square. So that's four of them that I'm playing. I'm just playing, just full disclosure, some $5 plays, just see what we hit, and just kind of keep going from there. So appreciate everybody who's joined our coverage, but make sure you sign up with the code 5. We appreciate that. That keeps us going here. Obviously, we'll be transitioning a little bit more into NBA coverage, golf coverage. I know David's going to be part of that. And yes, Eric, baseball coverage as well.
Man.
The Marlins are interesting for about 4 days. We'll definitely. But I went to go get a pretzel on opening day. They were up 3-0. They were down 4-3 when I came back. The season was over. But we're going to try to extend it out a little bit beyond that. All right. Thanks to everybody for joining. Check out the rest of our coverage here on the feed. Plenty of episodes of 5 on the Floor. New episode of Messi and Company going on there, and also our guy Alex Baumgartner is going to have coverage of that Four Nations thing that the NHL is doing. He's going to be on scene for that. So check that out as well. Have a good one, everybody.